Morning, mi gente, and welcome to my bed. Yep, still in pajamas, and today I am wrapped in love, light, and a little holiness, because joining me is one half of one of my favorite power couples on the freaking planet, all right? He's the executive minister of Sunshine Cathedral and auxiliary bishop with the Global Justice Institute, a justice warrior, a faith leader, a global traveler, and let's be honest, a man who understands the importance of a proper martini with extra olives, bitch. Please welcome my friend, my travel buddy, and a man I deeply admire, Bishop Robert Griffin.
Well, hello. I'm so glad to be here without it's morning time, so I'm not doing my martini glass. So, they nicknamed it the martini salad now because I put so many olives in it.
Oh.
So that's what I do. It's like, hey.
Hey, but it was your way of making it healthy.
I know. And, why need all the extra space for other stuff? And I love my martini. So thanks for having me on the show. Looking forward to it.
Oh, I'm so glad that you're here, Bish. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know that you're super, super busy. Robert, how does it feel hearing all that before you've even had your martini?
Well, I could do a mimosa since it's early morning. But anyway, life has been I've been very blessed in life. I do a lot of stuff and fun stuff. And all the stuff, the titles behind the name, it really sometimes doesn't mean anything to me because it's more important about the work than it is the titles. A friend of mine used to say, let people give you the titles and you just do the work.
Oh, I
love that because I bring passion to what I do. I enjoy what I do.
Yeah.
I've been at this for almost, believe it or not, 40 years.
Woo!
And so...
oh, yeah, but look at that skin.
I know.
When did you start? At age 3? Olive Olay works.
Cocoa butter and...
Moisturize.
Moisturize.
Robert, so you've worn many hats, in over your 40 years of service, a Navy chaplain, right? Global justice, pastoral leadership. But today, what part of your calling feels the most alive? Like Sunshine Cathedral calls itself the world's leading progressive queer church, hashtag my queer church, which, what does that really mean in 2026?
I think in 2026, one of my passions is always justice work. And it's not about justice for just us, but it's justice for everyone.
Yeah.
So what sparks me at the cathedral, this is our 20th year here, by the way. This is going on 20 years that Darrell and I have been here. And so what has always lit my passion about being here is the people, first of all. Because what we do, we don't do for ourselves, we do for those who are yet to come. And so a lot of that focus around justice work about people who have not yet heard that tagline that we do, God loves you just as you are. It's always been kind of a bedrock. But I think what really excites me is about you just never know what you're going to get from day to day, or from Sunday to Sunday. You just don't know who's going to show up. And you have to do the work to prepare. Yeah. So preparing for people to show up, not knowing who's going to show up, is kind of like that always exciting part to me because it's like, a girl is like throwing a party and you hope someone shows up after the invitations have been sent out.
Yeah.
So, and we do it every Sunday. I call it a show. We do 2 shows every Sunday, 9 and 10:30.
Live shows,
But, when you think of the cathedral, you think of the things that cathedral represents also. It's a place of entertainment. It's a place of education. It's a place of spiritual development. And it's a spiritual community for a lot of people who call this place home who have never come to a Sunday morning worship service.
Right.
The largest part of our community is online. And so with all our viewership from around the globe, it excites you to say, wow, what can we do next and how do we do it differently? So,
right. I mean, but isn't it crazy that it's like a whole new world and what you're doing is giving inclusivity, to a place, right? I remember being a kid and seeing these stained glass windows, right, in these beautiful churches and seeing at the front, all are welcome. And then walking in and hearing the hard truth that it wasn't all are welcome.
Right. I grew up Baptist in the South.
Ooh,
so,
okay.
Rough territory on 2 fronts. But later in life, I learned it's like a part of the message that I carry with myself is I never bought into that. I was one of those, I was able to say, this is not about me. This is more about you than it is about me. And to live as an example of what it means to be beyond those religious trappings, scriptures, churches. And that when people say that I don't belong, I don't know how to exit. Because why stay there for that toxicity?
Yeah.
And that's a lot of toxic stuff that's going on.
Yeah. Okay. And let me touch on that. Like, I know gay people that go to churches where they're hostile up there about who they are. Why is that like a self-hate kind of punishment?
I think it's self-hate. There's a little bit of self-loathing. I think a little bit of everything, but I don't think people, let me break it down a little bit further. Black, religion, it's a major trouble for a lot of Black people because they grow up with that religion that somehow says, I can't let go of this. But yet and still, I know that's not healthy for me to hear. And so I think it's just part of what they think that they need in order to stay where they are, but they really don't. I have a lot of friends who dabble. They come here and they go back to that, and and I call it the dabbling person, and so a lot of people still searching for that true meaning, and I think a lot of it that's searching within themselves to find what really works for them. Some folks get it, some folks don't, but at the same time, I just like the fact that Sunshine Cathedral is here for everybody, regardless of where they're on their journey.
It really is. And Sunshine is, and I love that I consider Sunshine Cathedral my queer church as well. When I am not able to go to Unity on the Bay, I come to Sunshine Cathedral, and I have seen firsthand how people exhale.
Yes.
When they walk into Sunshine Cathedral, right? And I don't even have to explain. I just got chills right now, right? Because you know exactly what I mean.
Especially the first-time visitors who don't know what to expect, but I can watch them and pick them out. It's like, this person's going to have an experience here today. And so many of them, once they begin to let their guards down, you can kind of tell, this is what I need. This is maybe even familiar. And they most of them end up in tears before at some point during the worship service. And I think that's a climax moment. They've hit their peak of what they needed spiritually for that day and for that moment, and you see them just exhale.
Yeah.
And 100%. It's a beautiful thing to watch happen. So
100%. I have watched when your husband is up there at the pulpit giving his message, and I've seen a new person, and they are talking to us, folks. They are, right? But you see this person like Darrell's just talking to them. You know what I mean? And they're in tears, and they're just like, oh my God, I needed to hear this.
Yeah. And I think the thing that I enjoy, we keep it real. There's a lot of preachers I know, they go into that preacher's voice. And I just like, no, we talk to people.
Yeah.
And it's about how you connect with people also. And I think how Darrell does his sermons often is speaking to people. He'll write the sermon. Okay, here's a little secret. So Darrell will write the sermon and he say, did you read it? I goes, no, I want to hear it for the first time tomorrow. And people think that I have read his sermon before. I says, no, because oftentimes what happens is that whatever he is saying is impacting me at the same time it's impacting others. And so, it takes me a little bit to say, oh, wow, now I get this, or now I see how that fits. And so that's part of our little secret is I don't read
it beforehand. Yeah.
Because then I'll sleep on the sermon. I need to stay awake for the sermon.
Yeah. So twice.
Yeah, twice. And it's two different sermons each time. So people think, oh, it's the same sermon at 9 o'clock. Oh, it's two different sermons, honey. I'm just telling you. So it's just like, and it's amazing. But to watch him from the crafting to the delivery, it's amazing to that. And then to hear it for the first time on Sunday morning, it's like, okay, that was refreshing. That's what I needed.
I love that you want to hear it like that on the first time for Sunday. And if, you could watch Sunshine Cathedral online if you can't make it over there. The sermons are so... I can't explain it. Like, it's just, it has current events in it. It has stuff that you're going through. It has stuff that your mom's going through. It has stuff that's on the news. Like, it has stuff in history that you never heard of, but you should know. You know what I mean? Like,
it's always designed, something in the sermon will touch you in some shape, form, or fashion. And it happens all the time. I love people when they have that aha moment. Oh, I came from this tradition and he's saying this and I remember that from my tradition, but he's saying it in such a way that it's not confrontational. Yeah. It's open and welcome, but there's a lot of aha moments in there.
I love Darrell. So I got to talk about love for one moment. You know that you and Darrell are power couple that like me and Teresa wish to be every single day. You're fun, you're good looking, you have, you know what it is to make a great martini. I mean, you and Bishop, decades together.
This will be year 25 for us.
Year 25, okay? Ministry together, life together. What's the secret sauce? Like, what have you learned about partnership that you wish more people understood, especially queer folks who don't grow up seeing healthy models like this?
Well, one thing I think is unique for us is that we're both in the same profession. So we have to understand our unique roles in our professional life as well as our personal life. And a lot of times that does overlap, but we know how to separate it out, that this is work and this is home. And he takes his vodka, his gin and tonic and go one way. I take my vodka tonic and go the other way. But I think the key has always been communication, and even in the difficult part of communication where you have to say things you may not want to hear, it's always just good to communicate it, because if you don't, it's going to fester in some shape, form, or fashion. So So for us, it's always communication. And I think that's the key number one thing, and being honest. And we love what we do, so that also connects us as well.
Yeah.
But communication is at the top of the list. And you know, we do a lot of religious talk too. So it helps break that down.
It does, right? It does. It does. Do you ever get get all holy during sexy time? Oh my God, did I just say that? Oh my God.
Girl, I call him Jesus all the time. I mean, if it's really good, I hit the Trinity, but it's... Oh yeah, that's the time of two too.
Ay, no puedo. No puedo. No puedo.
We mentioned the holy oils, but that's another story. You have to invite me back to the holy oil conversation.
Are you sure that didn't say lube on it? No, we just said
no,
holy oil.
Holy oil.
Holy oils. Oh my God. So Robert, we've traveled together, right?
Yes.
Italy was one of the most incredible trips that I have ever been on to this day. And, you know, I've gone to Turkey and I've gone to Egypt and I've gone to other places and Greece, but for whatever reason, that Italy trip solidified the fact that I wanted to continue to travel.
Yeah. You know, that was a unique trip. That was the first time I think I did like a, you know, travel out, having out travel, the spoken wheel type thing. And I think that made the difference because people got to bond with people differently, you know, and also like, yeah, we see each other in bed or we see each other here and there, but to travel with people, it's like, that's one of the things that makes people, if you can, it's one of those couple things, if you can travel well with people, you can really get along with them.
Yes.
And so I think just traveling and having had that experience, people bond, and they almost bond for life in a way that most people don't if they've never traveled with somebody like that.
Well, I want to say that was at the tail end of COVID, right? Because it was like 2021 or something like that, right? So we were still kind of very aware of masks and stuff like that, and certain things were restricted, but we got to go to, you know, the Vatican, we got to go everywhere. It was just incredible. And like you said, some of those folks that we traveled with, like I am super friends with them now. And it's because of us traveling together that we're still friends now, you know? But something that I did notice in our travels, because we also went to Oktoberfest together. We've traveled, you know, quite a few places together. You and your hubby are the same everywhere. Like you're exactly the same on the pulpit as you are, you know, at a bar in Italy, as you are traveling on a bus for a couple of hours. Like you're grounded, you're playful, you're deeply connected.
Only if you can see the bubble above my head most of the time. Yeah, I mean, we are pretty much, I think that's one of the things that we appreciate about ourselves, is that we're pretty much authentic wherever we are, you know, and we have this saying that if I can do it in church on Sunday morning, I can do it in the club, I can do it when I'm traveling somewhere outside of the country. Wherever you see us and whatever you see us doing, we pretty much come in our own selves to say, this is just who we are.
This is just me.
Yeah, this is just me. You know, don't expect any cartwheels and that. Whatever you see me doing, this is just it. And, you know, if you got me at Oktoberfest with 5-liter, you know, mugs in front of me, that's just me, you know. And at the same time, if it's a moment that requires different, it's just us. But yeah, we love traveling. We love having fun. We love meeting people. And we mostly just love being ourselves. Yeah. Because it's too much work to be somebody else. Wow. And just be yourself. And I think that's how we appreciate each other and appreciate what we do at the same time.
So let's shift from the pulpit to the stage.
Okay.
Okay, because what you guys transformed that stage into is just incredible, right? Sunshine Cathedral is also serving culture, all right? You oversee the Center for the Performing Arts. What's coming in 2026 right now that people should be excited about? Like I told you before we started the show that I've got to see Varla Jean, the drowsy Chappell Rowan. Oh my God, I gotta see it. Like she's so freaking talented. And I saw her here the last time, I want to say. I'm also looking forward to seeing Ann Steele, who is just an incredible talent, who I was blessed to see her for the very first time on your stage years ago. And fell in love with her energy, her love for our community, for her love for South Florida. And, you know, just consider her kind of like a part of the Sunshine Cathedral family because she's here every year, you know. Tell me what else to expect this year. There's a lot. You guys are jam-packed.
Yeah, we have like 24 shows for this season. And one of the things I love about our space is that a lot of spaces don't consider themselves, they just worship. We are worship and the arts. worship is art, art is worship. But when we get to the art side of who we are, a lot of exciting shows. Some of you mentioned, but the one I'm really looking forward to is Jay Rodriguez.
Oh my God, Jay Rodriguez! I forgot from Queer Eye, right?
Yes, Jay Rodriguez is coming up on February the 13th, and so it should be a great show with him. And you mentioned Varla, Miss Richfield is coming,
and Miss Richfield is another one that comes every year and
also.
It sells out.
Yep.
Okay, so you got to get your tickets early. I mean, and so funny.
So funny, yeah. And Amy Stevens is coming back, so we have a great lineup for the rest of this year. And crazy thing, we're booking shows already for 2027.
What?
So
oh my
that's the exciting
goodness!
part about what
Did
we're
you
doing.
ever expect that to happen when you were like, "Hey, let's use this space for performing arts"? We need more spaces like that.
I remember when we first started doing this series, if we got 6 shows in one little thing, oh my God, it was a success. And now it's like we got 24 shows in one season, and now it's like, if I could just book shows for a year or 2 years in advance, it's already happening naturally. So this has really grown. And so we're in our 17th season now.
Wow.
So it has really grown. And I love that people who come to these shows or these performances don't necessarily come to church.
Yeah.
But yet when they come inside of the cathedral, they experience a worship setting, but it's not worship. They're there for Ann Steele. They're there for Varla Jean. They're there for Richfield. They're there for all of them. And so, it takes on a whole different synergy of energy altogether when people come in for those shows. And I'm looking forward to it, especially sunshinecathedral.org/arts. Go there. You'll find
Go there for sure. Yeah. And one thing that I love is that at the beginning of every show, you make your husband go up there. You like how I said that you make your husband go up there, because you rarely go up there, okay? And he's got to go, "Hi, I'm Bishop. This is our church. Welcome to our Performing Arts Center. You're in for a great treat, blah, blah, blah. We are here because of the help of blah, 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 and blah. Please enjoy the show." But everyone usually is like, "What the hell? Why is there someone up? Does he have a collar on?"
You know what I mean? And does he have a martini glass in his hand?
So people are always like, "Is he the opening act? Is he about to do some comedy?" And then he comes out. That's my favorite part of every show, and I'm there for the show, okay? But it's just like, okay, when is Darrell coming up?
You never know what he's going to say. That's the fun part.
Never.
But yeah, he's like the anchor to opening all the shows for us, and it can take any form that sometimes it depends on what's in the cup and what's not in the cup.
What's not in the cup.
As to what happens or not happens. But it's a great show, and he loves opening because I think that's, for us, is kind of like getting people to see who we are.
Yes.
And you can see us on Sunday, but you can also see us at these shows at the same time,
and
interacting with our community.
And Sunshine Cathedral is #MyQueerChurch, right? It's not a surprise. It's not a secret that queer people love theater. We love to be entertained.
Yes.
We support folks that most people have never heard of.
Exactly. And I am so appreciative of our sponsors as well. We have a lot of great sponsors.
Our fund?
Our fund is one of them.
David Jobin, we love you.
Can is another one.
Can Community Cal, we love you.
Fast Prince is another one. We have our own liquor. Primo Liquor is one of our major sponsors also.
Oh my God.
Primo Liquor, I love their liquor. They have lots
What a
of
blessing.
great tastings also. And also Outclick Magazine is one of our sponsors as well. So, thank you to our sponsors, but also thank you to the patrons. It's like, I look at the numbers last year, and I think we had over 15,000 people who attended a performance last season, and I think we're going to break that this season.
Wow.
Performances. So that's how well this off-Broadway, out-of-book manners, but in Fort Lauderdale theater is doing in our community that's making an impact in people's lives. So we love it.
It's 12 minutes from Wilton. It's really not that serious, Let's go back to Jay Rodriguez real quick, okay? Because I'm like all about, is he singing? Is he acting? What's he doing?
I think he's doing a little bit of it all, and if I can get him to take his shirt off too, that would be even better.
Yes. One of my favorite shows that you put on was Christopher Hamlin, right? I mean, like when he came and he brought it and he changed outfits and he was the whole show. I was blown away. I didn't know he played all those instruments. I didn't know he did all this stuff. And then there was another show, I'm getting chills, with Latrice Royale.
Oh my God.
Where she came and did all the color guard stuff, right? The flags and everything.
And I'm just keep thinking, oh my God, don't drop anything, But these are amazing, talented people who we bring to the stage. And like you said earlier, a lot of it is local talent too.
Yes.
And that's why I don't think a lot of people realize how much local talent we we have in this area.
No.
You know, and we can do our part, but we only have a community to highlight some of these local talents that we're going to be having.
But what an opportunity for you to do that, though.
Yeah.
I know plenty of local talent that has started on that stage. You know, Sam, you know, Sam Fry, who is amazing. Alexander Zenos, who's on the show today. I know plenty of people that have started on that and have been so appreciative to have that. One last thing about the Performing Arts Center, something that you did add in 2025 was the pub and the pub experience. Okay, our community likes to eat and drink. Okay, like, you know, and for such a modest fare addition to your ticket, you get to go and eat some great food and have, you know, have open bar right before the show. And come on, every show is better after an open bar.
Exactly. You know, it's a great place to hang out, meet up with your friends before you get into the show, and the atmosphere is great. There's always live entertainment music that's happening in the pub. So yeah, it's a great addition to our performing arts series, and it's really going over really well. You know, I'm excited about it. I'm excited what happens with the next.
I love that. I love that. All right, so make sure that you go to sunshinecathedral.org/arts. That's easy peasy, right? And start buying your tickets today, because I'm telling you, a lot of them are going to sell out, and they're going to sell out soon this year, because everybody's just like ready. They're ready to buy their tickets for the year. They're ready to be entertained, you know? So Bishop, I mean, I have you in bed, so I have to take advantage of this, you know? As people step into 2026, I mean, and they already have, and some people probably started their resolutions and already got them messed up already, you know, at this point. But what spiritual resolutions should we all be making, regardless of faith background?
You know, end of December, thought about my resolutions also for 2026, and I thought, I'm not making one.
Okay.
I think the only thing I concluded was just to be more me, just to be true to myself, find ways to be more true to who I am. All the other stuff will happen. You know,
like it's supposed to.
Yeah, like it's supposed to. Yeah, you can do the gym, you can do the weight, or you can do the drinking, or you can do all these other things that are, the top 5 lists, and 1 month into it, you're not doing them. But I think you can always find moments to be true to yourself. I think that's the best resolution we can do, is to improve ourselves, either spiritually, religiously, and find those things that work for us. Church don't work for everybody. You know, I have a lot of people say, I'm more spiritual, I go to the beach. Go wherever you got to go. Yeah. But just be true to yourself. Work on you.
What's your word for 2026?
My word for 2026, and it's so funny you should ask me this, because our family, I'm the last of 14 siblings. So my family does this thing every year on the first Sunday, is that we get together via Zoom, and we have to come up with our word for the year. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So we just did this yesterday on Sunday, this past Sunday. So my word for the year is steadfastness. So steadfastness is about being strong, being able to endure, having people have your back, you have people back, because politically we don't know what's going to happen. No, at all. Even nonprofit religiously, we don't know what's going to happen. But if you find a way to be steadfast in what you're doing and being true to it, then it gives you strength, and also gives others strength, and also provides an opportunity for you to grow. So I'm going to look at steadfastness with martini glasses. No, I love that. Yeah. And when I hear steadfastness, I think that you are solid, that you have your 2 feet on the ground. You know where your 2 feet are at. You know where the steps you just took are at. You're trying to face forward and setting a boundary where you know who you are and you're not going to change that. Exactly. You're solid. It's like as solid as a rock. Yeah. And you take on those things that feed you. Get rid of the toxicity stuff. Yeah. You invite things into your space that gives you energy, that gives you strength, and that also, it can help you with your own steadfastness as well. We had a white stone ceremony this past Sunday at Unity on the Bay, and so my word for the year is magnetic. And it's basically just attracting all that can serve me, right? Yeah. To help me with my relationships, my heart, my career, my friendships. And if it's not, then it needs to just stay away. I love it.
What should we stop apologizing for in 2026?
In 2026, stop apologizing for self, because I think we get ourselves in the way. Stop apologizing to yourself. Allow yourself to be yourself. And that comes with mistakes. And that comes with everything that we are. So stop apologizing for who you are and just tune into who you are and allow yourself to be it. We hinder ourselves by saying, oh, I can't, or I shouldn't. maybe sometimes we can and we should, and just jump for it, go for it.
I love that. I love that. All right, Bishop. So it's time for my favorite game. It's called Say What with FayWhat. Okay, it's a quick fire or game. I give you two options, and you just answer real quick. You ready?
Oh my gosh, let me Hail Mary full of grace. Okay, let's go for it.
Early morning prayer or late night meditation?
Late night meditation.
Big cathedral service or intimate cycle worship?
Both and.
Okay. Justice work or pastoral care?
Justice work.
Italy or Oktoberfest?
Both.
Martini with olives or Durrell's cornbread dressing?
Both.
Preaching or producing a show?
Ooh. Preaching.
Ooh, ooh. Bishop Robert Griffin, thank you so much for your faith, your friendship, honestly, your leadership, and for reminding us that love and justice are holy work.
Amen.
And we can all do it, right?
So say it.
And because this is my tradition on my show, on the count of three, look into that camera and give them your best FayWhat. 1, 2, 3.
FayWhat!
Yeah, that was a good FayWhat. That was some Southern cornbread shit in there. You heard that? Follow Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts or go to sunshinecathedral.org/arts for everything to do with Sunshine Cathedral Performing Arts Center. Okay, lots of shows coming up and you don't want to miss out. So go get your spirit fed and your soul entertained, right?
Indeed.
Indeed. Thank you, Bishop.
Thank you.